Good morning and welcome to our live crafting this morning. My name is Jenny McCormac and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I've decided to use a stamp set which I purchased fairly recently after one of my customers ordered it, and I thought, actually, I really need to have this. It's just so pretty. And this particular stamp set, called Wisteria Wishes, is currently on offer in our sale. This sale is on products from our annual catalogue, and it runs through till Friday evening, and it's a blanket sale, so it's 10% off all punches. Sorry, I'm not sure you can see that. 15% off all stamps. Morning, Catherine. 20% off all dies. 20% off embossing folders, and 20% off our non-specialty designer series paper. So the paper that is £11.25 in the catalogue, and typically matches with the stamp sets. So this particular set I bought a little while ago, Wisteria Wishes, and this is normally priced at £17, and on offer it's at £14.45. And I didn't buy the dies with it at the time, but as the dies are on offer at 20%, they are down to £26.40 from £33. So for under £41 you can have the stamps and the dies, so I'm definitely going to add the dies to my order shortly. As you can see, I've just taken this out of the packet to stop it reflecting. You've got this beautiful set of 3 flowers. You've got one added detail here that I think you can pop on the top, and then you've got the leaves from the top hanging down, but you've also got plants coming up from the bottom, so it looks more like a delphinium. And then you've got some really nice sentiment. You've got some extra foliage, you've got hang in there, even when you don't understand. Faith is about trusting, happiness grows within, and then to a friend who's all kinds of wonderful. So really nice set of sentiments. I haven't used this, I've literally just got this out of the packet. So what I'm going to do is, to start with, is just stamp some of these so I can get a feel for how they go together, and then just do a straightforward card. Let's grab a piece here, and I might need some blocks. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Catherine. Oh, I said morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Right, let's grab a few blocks. And wisterias, certainly over here in this country, are traditionally sort of pinks and purples. So I've chosen Highland Heater and gorgeous Grape as my colours. And Old Olive I've gone for the foliage. My lovely friends round the corner, Tim and Linda, have a beautiful wisteria plant on the front of their house, so I need to pop round and check the colours. So let's try Old Olive. And what I want to do is stamp this. Obviously this is the first stamping of this, so we do need to prepare the stamp really. As it's photopolymer, often it has a coating on it, so by stamping it a couple of times you will work through that. So let's pop this here like that, and then let's do the other one that goes upwards. So this is Old Olive, and I probably should have a mat underneath here to give it a little bit extra cushioning because it is photopolymer. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this one down at the bottom. Oh, it wasn't very clever, was it? Because they're going to meet in the middle. Let's stamp this one on the other side. Okay, here we are. And let's leave that one on there, and then let's grab the three that work together. Now the stamp set and dies can be found on page 92 of the annual catalogue, which is this one here. And the dies obviously cut out the images, but they also cut out separate foliage and detailed wisteria pieces. Right, so let's see, put that one to one side. So I've got Highland Heater and Gorgeous Grape. Let's have a look and see. So there is a more detailed stamp, and you obviously want that to be in the darker of the two colours. How pretty is that? So let's just have a little practice on here. Take my glasses off so I can see. Like so. There we go. And then let's do this one on the other side. There we go. So they're more like delphiniums going that way. And then obviously they're much more like Wisteria hanging down from there. Okay, so I hope everybody is keeping well. Now we have this extra bit of detail. I'm just going to see. I've just picked that out in a different colour. And then pop it on the top. There. So it just gives a little bit of interest, if you can see the difference, like so. So that's in Gorgeous Grape. I think this would also be nice in Fresh Freesia, because I'm sure there are some sort of pink wisterias out there, but that's really easy to place. I'm sure there's a more accurate positioning, but that will do the job. And then let's grab this little one here, some extra foliage. Like so. Now this is a distinctive stamp set, so it has a lot of detail built in to the stamp. Oh, did that in the wrong colour. Built into the stamp already. I don't think you can see it as well as I can. And it also depends on the ink that you're using. So if you find it's really saturated, you probably have too much ink on your ink pad. And the best thing to do is just move the ink across with the edge of a block or a bone folder. Just move it to one side like so. It will settle back again. And just clean that off before I use it. I'll pop this one next to it. So there's slightly more detail now in this one compared to my first one. I don't think there's enough of a difference for you to see. on the camera. Okay, so that's my practice, just to see what's what. Let's pop a couple of those sentiments on and then let's make a card. Hi Zana. Hi Glenda. Thanks for popping in and seeing us today, everybody. Right, I'm going to try and stamp these all together, which is probably a mistake. Let's do 3 and 3. So this is Gorgeous Grape. Dear, dear. Really didn't think that through, did I? Okay. There's that one. And then just pop these on here. Go. And then what I do with this is I keep this in the stamp set so that I can see exactly how it stamps. Obviously with something fairly simple like this, it's not quite as critical. There's that one. And then this one here. Happiness grows within. There we go. So those are the sentiments. This is the upright plant, and then this is the one hanging down. So now I've done some practice, let's make a card. So I have a white card base. I've chosen the darker Gorgeous Grape to be my layer, and then I've cut a white layer. So each of these is 1/2 centimetre smaller. Hi Tracy. Thanks so much for joining us. Right, and I'm just going to clean this and reseat it. So what I'm going to do, I think, is have the Wisteria let's just deliberate. So let's have this coming off the top. Like so. Actually, let's do I want to put my flowers in because then I can see where I'm going to put the rest of the bits and pieces. So this is Highland Heather, and that's actually quite inky as well. So let's just move some of that ink. I've obviously refilled some of these. So just moving the ink to the side. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Go. And I've got green ink on the edges and also on my hands, so Let's start that again. Just as well, there's two sides to every piece of paper. Okay, that's better. I'm just having a look to see how they've stamped the flowers, whether that I need to put the flowers further up, but let's give it a go. So Highland Heather, like so. There we go, very pretty. And then I'm going to have the detail in Gorgeous Grape. And I'm just stamping it over. I'm not really worrying about exactly where it goes. Go. So there we have our hanging wisteria there. Now I think what I'm going to do is use the little chap to add a little bit more foliage in the top. To fill this out a little bit more. So. Go. Okay, now I'm going to pop a sentiment here and then do more bits and pieces around it as I need. So let's see. I think we'll use To a Friend Who's All Kinds of Wonderful. I'm going to pop that up there, and I'm going to do that one in Gorgeous Grape. Get this roughly straight. Go. And I think what I'll do is just have some of the flowers, oops, throwing my stamps around now, coming down here. Like that. And just going to sort of mask this off because I want this larger one here. Like so. There we go. Pretty. Alright, let's add a bit more foliage in here. Where's my other foliage gone? There it is. There we go. Now that feels too high, doesn't it? So, what am I going to put across the bottom? I know exactly what I'm going to do, because I want to keep this as wisteria hanging down. So what I'm going to do in this area here is use a mask and just add a little bit of patterned detail. So I don't want to fill it all in. So this is our artistic mix decorative masks, and this is my favourite one with this little pretty little design on it. So what I'm going to do is put this over here and then just add a little bit of detail in this corner. Just want to make sure this is clean. And I think I'm going to use green. But I want it soft, so I've got soft sea foam as my ink colour, and a green blending brush. Let's move these out to the side, make sure it is green. Plus I'll put this underneath. So these masks are perfect for filling in a small area if you don't want to stamp something, or just to add a bit of interest. And then these two go together. There's a outline one and this infill, so you could use them together. But I'm just putting these over this right hand side. Like so. Oh, it's very light, isn't it? I can see it, but I'm not sure that you can. Let me see if I can replace it. Right, let's try a little bit. Try harder. Pressing a little bit harder, because you do need to be able to see it. So we've got a nice bright morning this morning. So fingers crossed it stays like that. Unlike yesterday when it seemed to rain most of the day. Most of the evening. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit here across the top as well. And then just lightening up in the middle. That's better. I suspect I probably need to re-ink my soft sea foam, but it will do the job. So if I lift that up, let me see what you can see. Hopefully you can see the same. Just that little bit of detail on the right hand side. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And it looks like we're no longer live. Maybe Oh no, perhaps we are. Perhaps you could let me know, because it stopped on my phone, but it looks like it's live on the screen. Oh, can we see the detail? Yes, you can. Okay. I bring that up. Let me know if you can see that now. Oh, excellent, Catherine. Thank you, Brenda. It's obviously just my phone that had stopped. So just added that little bit of detail. It's quite hard for you to see, but equally I don't want to overpower the rest of the detail. Thank you. Okay, so let's grab our layers. Just put this ink to one side because I'm going to do the envelope. So I'm just going to pop that as a layer onto there. I've got some glue, but you could use tape if you prefer. There we go. And I know we do have embellishments in Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape, but I don't think this one particularly needs additional colour. I might put a couple of little light gems on it. So just layering this up like so. I'll try and photograph a close-up so that you can see that detail a little bit better. So what I should have done is brought the sentiment down a little bit further, but hey ho. And then here's my envelope. So I'm just going to add a little bit across the top here for the envelope. Let's find the ink pad. I could just bring this in like so. There we go. And then Wisteria Wonder. Like that. And then the detailed one with Gorgeous Grape. And as I say, I'm not positioning these, I'm literally just placing them over the top like so. And there we go, there is our finished card. I might just add a little bit of plain bling to that. Move these out of the way so you've got a better chance of seeing what we're doing. There we go. So that's the stamp set Wisteria Wishes. There's my envelope. There's my card. Sharing my seat with one of the cats, which means I'm perched on the edge, literally. So we've got some little pearls. Oh, thank you. She's moved. Just some plain little rhinestones, just as a finishing touch, I think. And I could pop these in the centres of this little pattern, or just dot them around. And dot them around. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Grab my glasses. I'll hold that up to the screen so hopefully you can see that and see the detail there as well now. Thank you. So nice and simple for its first outing out. As I say, I think I will buy the dies as they're on 20% off, because obviously the dies do a lot of the work with the flowers as well as cutting out the stamped images. But just a reminder that the sale runs through till Friday of this week, and it's our products from the annual catalogue. 10% punches, 15% off stamps, 20% off dies, 20% off embossing folders, and 20% off our standard designer series paper. So do take advantage of that. If you want to place an order through me, you can do that online, or you can email me or text me and I'll add it to my next order, and just let me know how you would like delivery. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you have a good day ahead. I'll be back here tomorrow, Thursday, at 7 p.m. for our next live crafting session. Thank you so much. Do take care now. Have a great day, and thanks for your support. Bye.